said was a misnomer. It's the average top skill player, top skill Jacko player. That's a misnomer because that average and top skiller, and then another. If I'm going to do another Jacko video, it's going to be called the worst celestial Jacko player, which means I'm the worst of the best.
Just even
So,
even more like specific than this one was.
yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and give our man a round of applause here. His first video in months, fucking day one, obliterated our top spot with the Fanganrompa's video. Let's go.
You don't know how many backroom deals and how many dicks I had to suck to get that many numbers. God damn.
I mean, I wasn't gonna tell anybody, but all right, we're going public with it.
Don't worry, Dustin was going to go public regardless of your input.
Yes, that's right, everybody. The CEO of YouTube, Jer sucked their dick. I know it's Susan, whoever.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be quite obvious.
Yes, she has a dick. It surprised Jared too, but he sucked it, and we're
Turns
up
out
to
she
a
was a
whopping
trans.
yeah, we're up to a whopping 300 views on our video today, which is pretty insane.
Can you imagine how much dick Markiplier had to suck? God. I can only imagine.
I mean, it shouldn't surprise me because I never share any of our uploads anywhere either. But I mean, our other top one was Fanganrompa's, and that one has been our top viewed video, like 200, which is way over most of our other stuff. And that one only blew up because the people for Danganronpa F, Shattered Hope, found the video pretty soon after we uploaded it, and they shared it in the Discord, so a whole bunch of people saw it.
Still the hype-ass moment of our entire channel, to be honest.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. Just getting, like, all the, like, thanks for the kind words from the devs. I love getting shit like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll start sharing the videos around a lot more, because I never do that.
Right.
I probably should. Honestly, I'm kind of scared, too, with the Risk of Rain 2 videos, because I'm still very, like, about the original Sword Boy video, and I don't want people to see it, because it's so bad.
Hey, man. Take it from a guy who's actually shared his face on YouTube on my very first video ever and immediately got shat on for it.
Your old channel, I used to watch, like, just because it made me laugh by how cringe it was, but I don't mean that in, like, a mean way.
I know.
I just mean, oh, Jer, your early day YouTube, man, it cracks me up.
Cracks me up, too, because I look back at there, I'm like, look at this fool. Yeah. He knows nothing of the real world.
You're like, oh, it's back when I was young and innocent. What happened?
Yeah. I'm 5 years older and 5 years wiser.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Well, what a fun start to today's video. Maybe we'll share this one, too. If you're new to the channel, hi. I'm D-DAWG.
And I'm J-Man.
Jay's the one who made the Jacko video that you probably saw, if you're new to the channel from that. So that's cool. As I'm recording this, I'm actually realizing now that we have another new subscriber. You know, we were at 44 for the last few days. When you uploaded your video today, I noticed, like, right after you uploaded it, that we were down to 43. So we lost a sub somewhere, but now we're up to 47. We were at 46 before we started recording. I'm just now seeing we're up to 47, so that's crazy. That's fun.
Yeah. Gains.
You know that
this is doing numbers.
Yeah, if anyone's on Twitter, you ever see that fucking that like meme where it's like a dude sitting in his dark living room looking at his TV, and it's just like it's like 7 retweets and 8 likes, and he's like, "Oh man, this is doing numbers." That's literally us right now.
That's what I'm quoting.
Yeah.
This is doing numbers.
Oh man. We should find that image and like make it a community post on the channel to like thank all the people who gave it a watch or something. I don't know.
Right.
Something dumb and cheesy like that. Why not? But
should I Photoshop Kaito with a Jacko mask underneath his hair?
Sure, why not? Let's make it an emote on the server.
Yeah.
Probably should get a Jacko emote on the server if you're going to be doing more Guilty Gear content.
Right.
I mean, you only did like what 5 Turok videos, and we have the Uwu Raptor on there.
We had the Uwu Raptor on the second video.
Yeah. God. Oh man. All right. Well, yeah. I just wanted to talk about that right off the bat because you know that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Pretty nice. Probably the only good thing to happen this fine Monday evening that we're recording. My Monday has been pretty shit.
Biken from Guilty Gear got teased.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that is. I don't play Guilty Gear.
Big titties, got edgy samurai lady.
Gotcha.
You want me to go find a picture? I could give you a picture.
No, I'm pretty sure I glanced at the trailer that you posted in the chat today. So.
Maximilian Dude's favorite character.
Oh, gotcha. Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, as I'm sure you saw on the thumbnail, we are talking about Miss Ibuki Mioda today. If you're new and you're a fan of Danganronpa, this is Nonstop Debate. I don't know why you're starting on this video. We're halfway through Danganronpa 2 almost at this point. Basically, we just break down all the characters, talk about the overall writing of each game, how well the character was handled, how well they were written, yada, 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 how much they stand out. Just all the general, like, nonsensical bullshit writing stuff that we care about.
Right. If you've never seen Danganronpa, stop watching this video, take some time out of your day, get some tea, go to your wife,
about
go to your
7
kids,
hours
go
of
to your
your day,
friends.
yeah, and just go play Danganronpa from start to finish. Why not?
Sit in front of the TV with your wife, not your kids, because your kids are probably too young for this.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, go watch, like, a no commentary playthrough of the first 3 games. Why not? Like, honestly, they're worth experiencing without spoilers.
Yes.
If you don't care, then that's fine. A lot of people don't care about
B3.
spoilers. Yeah, they're better experienced without, and I know that that's got a bit of a stigma around it when it comes to like certain games, especially with like the Undertale fandom. They're like huge fucking nerds about that, and I agree because that game is also better experienced without spoilers and fresh. But it's hard to have that kind of experience with it anymore because it's so big. Danganronpa used to be small, but in the last like year or two, it's really blowing up, and I'm seeing it a lot more everywhere else, and like especially places in like, commentary, like content areas of the internet that I've never seen before. So
2 big influences: Terry Crews.
Oh yeah, Terry Crews said he was into Danganronpa. That's right.
Yes, and the Game Grumps.
Yeah, the Game Grumps are a big part of that because they started a playthrough of it too.
Right.
So. I think they got into it after Doki Doki Literature Club. They played through that and it kind of blew up. Right. So they were like, oh, what's another good visual novel series? And I'm sure a couple people said Danganronpa, so they gave it a play.
Ironically, the same thing happened to you, too, but it took a while for Danganronpa.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to talk about Miss Ibuki Mioda today. She is the ultimate rock star?
Pop star? No. Musician.
Is it musician?
I think so.
Hold on, I gotta double check this.
You know how many?
Yes, hi. We do this podcast regularly, for the most part.
Yeah. You know how many? You know how many musical talents are in Danganronpa? Though, holy shit.
I guess we're both technically right because there's multiple translations, and like some of them she's ultimate musician, some she's ultimate pop star. Okay, well, her title is Ultimate Musician, and in Japanese it's Super High School Level Light Music Club Member. Which is really fucking dumb. But whatever.
The Japanese have to be very specific about things.
Yeah, I guess we kind of like tone it down, pull the reins in, as it were. Right. So, I mean, sure. I guess we're the boring ones, but yeah. Ultimate Musician, Ultimate Pop Star. Whatever you want to call her.
Yep.
Design-wise, I don't even think it's a discussion. She has probably one of the best designs in this whole fucking game.
Dude, she was...
In the whole series, I dare say, honestly. She stands out.
Yeah.
Big time. She's got so many colors on her.
Not only is her basic design good, like her normal default like standing still sprite, she's so expressive.
She has so many good sprites, dude.
Right.
They injected so much character into her, it's insane. And I don't think it's just because she's like the quirky, funny girl, you know?
Right.
So,
I mean, the only other quirky, funny girl that comes to my mind is Tenko, and she only has like one super unique sprite.
Tenko's got some expressive sprites. I don't think I can't name a ton of characters outside of like the pro tags and the rivals that have like this level of expression to them. I think Kokichi is one of the only few who has like this level of expression in his sprites. Kaito, sure, but Kaito's are more reserved, and a lot of his sprites have the same pose, just with different faces and like details in his head. Kokichi has like an insane like number of different sprites that are all like different levels of expression.
Mew?
Like, I guess Miyu's got a pretty fair amount of sprites too. Yeah, a lot of the V3 characters have pretty expressive sets of sprites.
Mugi?
But Ibuki just stands out in this game because a
Yeah.
lot of the Danganronpa 2 characters are like kind of boring, honestly.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah.
still great, and we've said this 1,000 times already, I'm sure. But like, if you like Danganronpa 2, that's fine.
Right.
It's just the weakest out of the three, we
Right.
think, and characters aren't necessarily exempt from that. That's not to say that any of them are like outright bad, except for like one or two. But most of them just aren't. They're either not as interesting as Danganronpa 1, or they're just not as fleshed out as like stuff in Danganronpa 3.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of in this weird middle ground, like most characters in Danganronpa 2 are compared to 1 and 3.
Yeah.
But
It was Ibuki and Gundam that immediately caught my eye, besides the obvious elephant-sized man in the room.
yeah, like Nekumar is just like loud and says shit a lot, and that's fine. It's fun.
Yeah.
The way they handled his character in this game is a fucking crime. It's like it's like so many rules of the like do's and don'ts with character writing, especially if it's a character that you're gonna kill off.
Right.
But
Not only did they kill him once, they killed him twice.
yeah, Ibuki and Gundam are both pretty standout with both design and character. So
Right.
we're gonna go ahead and get into that here in a minute. But yeah, design I don't think we really need to talk too much about.
No
love
contest.
it. I love
Probably
her,
the best design in the second one.
I love her differently colored tights. I love the tears in them. I love her little horns that she has and her hairstyle. The like different areas of it that's dyed. She's got makeup and piercings everywhere. She has some of the funniest sprites. Like I love the one with the foam coming out of her mouth. That one is funny.
Yeah. And also, I'm gonna kink shame Dylan a little bit because he's very into softcore goth, and Ibuki, in my
just
opinion, is
goth
very...
girls in general, honestly.
Yeah.
Ibuki
Yeah.
is definitely like very goth, but
Yeah. But like I said, softcore
I wouldn't really
goth is
classify
different.
that as like why I like her. I think she just has a really good design because she has so much like detail on her compared to a lot of the other characters. Like I love Fuyuhiko. Fuyuhiko is really boring looking because he's got a buzz cut and a nice suit, and that's it. The eye patch kind of helps, but he doesn't always have that.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then, like, on the other end of the spectrum, you've got Ibuki, who's just got all this different color in her hair and all this different hairstyle and all these piercings and color in her outfit. And her sprites all have a bunch of different poses, and they're all, like, very unique and very fun to look at. Like, she's just a fun, good-looking character.
Not to mention everything she says that comes out of her mouth is an absolute treat.
Yeah, and fucking, just like Taka in Danganronpa 1, she's like the majority of your comedic relief for the first half of Danganronpa 2. Like, she's just...
Until she gets killed in the third chapter.
Yeah, she's just a joy to have around. And that's why it sucks when she fucking dies.
Fun fact, when Joey was playing through the game, he immediately wanted to quit the game.
Yeah, Ibuki was one of the only people he stuck around for, and then when she died, he's like, I don't think I have it in me to continue, boys.
Then he saw the gremlin die, and then he's like, all right, we can keep playing.
He's like, I'm willing to trade Ibuki for the death of Hiyoko. God.
Hiyoko, did you do it? Yes, Hiyoko's dead. What are the costs? Everything.
Everything. It's just like Ibuki's just like kind of transparent behind him in the background, yeah. It's like the sad anime endings where you like see her face up in like the sunset. She's like a ghost above the clouds kind of thing, you know?
Technically, she's not dead, but...
Technically, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she fucking dies, Chapter 3. She is the first of 2 victims in Chapter 3 to be found. You don't know it's her...
Not the first one.
Yeah, we don't know it's her immediately, but we see her on video feed climb onto a step ladder and hang herself in front of a curtain.
Right.
So, all because she was suffering from the very aptly named despair disease, and it made her submissive to command. So her killer literally just told her to hang herself, and she did.
Oh man, the despair disease is one of the worst.
Despair disease is so dumb, dude.
Oh my god.
It's really dumb.
It's one of the worst
it works, I guess,
ever.
for what they're like trying to have work here. And I'm willing to suspend a little disbelief for like the whole main twist of the second game, but like it's it's just kind of dumb, dude. So all it does is give us a really like weird angle on the murder investigation, and it takes Nagito out for another chapter so that he can like pop off later. That's about all it really does. It's like the quote unquote gimmick of chapter 3 is like it's the main like center point for the whole investigation and how the murders were carried out.
I think this is the worst motive in the entire franchise.
It's not even a motive. It's like something completely out of all the characters' control.
Right.
So.
It's bad. It makes me cringe, Dutch.
Yeah, I'm cringing, bitch. Yeah, it's not great, but you know, that's about all there really is to say on her murder. Is that it's a little bit more of a suicide, but only because the killer was kind of hands off because she was able to be. Yeah, we get tricked because the video feed makes it look like she's in a club down the road, but she's actually in the hospital, just like on the next floor. And I think, if I remember right, her death is recorded in advance, right?
No, it was a live feed. It was
a
Mikon.
live feed. Okay.
It was Mikon, because that's how you catch her. Because she was like,
yeah, she was in the hospital with you, and she kills Ibuki while you're watching in the feed, but you think it's at the club, so that she has time to leave the hospital and then do other things. Hiyoko, I think, is the one who was killed before Ibuki.
No, Ibuki was already killed, but Hiyoko caught Mikon in the act, so Mikon killed Hiyoko, but hit her body behind the pillar. Remember?
I know the timing is a very like big contention point, but like pretty sure she kills Hiyoko first and hides her body, and we think Ibuki dies first because we don't discover Hiyoko's body right away.
Right.
Because she hides her on the pillar by just wrapping around it with the same kind of like wallpaper.
No, because that's the whole plot. It was Ibuki died, then Hiyoko saw Mikon kill Ibuki, Mikon killed Hiyoko, and then she threw off all the times of death by messing with the temperature. Yeah, because she was the one who has to provide the autopsy.
Well, because you still find Ibuki's body in the club, so
yeah,
pretty sure.
Well, she's been hanging there all night.
You don't watch a live feed of Ibuki's death. You watch a recording because she's already hanging in the club, right?
It's a live feed that was being broadcasted in top of the hospital.
Well, then how does she get Ibuki to the club before you get there?
She was already hanging there all night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that her dying on camera happened before everyone else sees it. Like, Ibuki was already dead by the time the broadcast happened.
Yeah. That's what I thought you were saying Mikon was, like, killed Ibuki inside the hospital and then put her body before Hajime got there. And
No, I was saying she killed Ibuki in the hospital, and then she put her body in the club, and then she played the video to make everyone think that Ibuki died immediately there at the club.
The only person who saw the video was Hajime, so...
And Fuyuhiko. Don't you guys watch
it
together
Fuyuhiko
in
did
the
not,
lobby?
Nope, Fuyuhiko did not see the video. Fuyuhiko was not present. It was literally only Hajime.
Oh, okay. It's been a while since I played through 2. It's not the first time I've gotten events mixed up either. I'm very bad about getting details completely wrong if it's not like super fresh in my mind.
Yeah, I'm very thorough, so I remember everything relatively well.
But yeah, it's very complicated, I guess, is the main point that we're trying to get across. There's a lot of like timing mix-ups here.
We're not going to discuss the plot all right now.
Yeah, we'll get to that later when we're talking about Mikon. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on into the personality, because there's a lot to talk about here.
Her personality could be summed up with that one scene where she literally kicked down Hajime's door, and she said, I destroyed that
puny little lock. That's my favorite, dude. That is my favorite Ibuki moment. It's so good.
It came out of nowhere, and it made us laugh for about 10 minutes straight. It was amazing.
Oh, God. Yeah, your first time talking to Ibuki in this game, you get the feel immediately. You're like, oh, you're the funny one. But she's entertaining. endlessly
Mhm.
so. She's always
Yeah.
got some funny shit to say. She doesn't follow along in trials super well, but that's also kind of for the audience, so you have someone to
Hmm.
like re-explain things to for the audience sake.
Right.
Um,
For the
she's
early
just
chapters, at least.
Yeah, she's just fun, man.
Hmm.
I can't even remember a lot of the funny shit she says, but I just know that there's never been a moment where I wanted her to die or I wanted her to shut up. I enjoyed every moment she was on my screen.
Right.
She kept things
And
very much interesting.
hmm
So
and like it's great. It's like a comedy character done right. And then we got mileage out of that. I'm like, we'll go to your concert when you fix this damn door.
there's so
Oh
many memes
yes.
about her in that door.
Yeah.
God, it's so good. Man,
Mhm.
I guess there's not much to talk about on personality. Just that she's
If you
fucking
know, you know.
hilarious. Yeah, if you know Ibuki, you know. No explanation needed, I guess.
Yeah.
God, I'm gonna have to go through this game again because I'm starting to forget a lot of stuff. I know that there's like tons of great moments with Ibuki.
Right.
Her
Like,
concert
when you
scene
first
in the very beginning of chapter 3, when you unlock the club, she gets on stage and fucking performs for you
what was
guys,
the
and
name
it's
of the
actually really
song?
good.
What was the name of the song? Oops, I pooped up the baby and now it's mine with no husband or something like that.
Something dumb like that, yeah.
Mhm. There's also a bonus scene where you get Chiaki on a triangle and
Mm-hmm.
Kyoko on the whatever those things are called, the tambourine or whatever they're called.
Yeah, something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's great. She's
I
got a
remember.
funny ass song title.
Mhm.
I think she performs a couple songs for you.
And you know what? It's literally not really important, but she actually has no tragic backstory unlike the rest of the cast.
Yeah, everyone else has
She
got something tragic about their backstory. Ibuki's literally just like was a
you broke up.
gifted musician, and she was like the front man in a band with other people, and she wanted to go solo, and she did, and she's been just as successful, if not more, ever since, and that's pretty much her backstory.
Right?
So
Yeah.
it's pretty
Yeah.
cool that.
Hmm. That's just a little extra side detail, but
Yeah.
that's why she's over. Like I would say, she's overwhelmingly cheerful. She's like the most happy character in the entire
Yeah, but like there
franchise.
are people who are overwhelmingly cheerful, and like 9 times out of 10, they wind up just being more annoying by the end of the day than anything else. I don't think Ibuki
Angie,
really like. I don't think Ibuki really hits that point for me,
right?
honestly. Because like if stuff is fucked, she's like the first to say like, "Oh yeah, this is fucked," but like she'll still
Hmm.
like lift the mood.
Hmm.
I don't feel like she's like just happy and joyful for the sake of being happy and joyful.
Let's do some comparisons, like between more cheerful characters between Ibuki or Angie. Angie just freaks me the fuck out.
I don't think
She,
Angie's really like overly cheerful or anything like that
she doesn't
either.
have a single frowning sprite though. She
Yeah,
doesn't.
but I
She
mean,
doesn't. She doesn't actually react normally to people. She literally acts like
it's
to
because
dead
she's the
bodies.
like quote unquote religious nut, and she puts like all of her faith in Atua.
Right? But it still unnerves me to no end. Compared to Ibuki, where she actually has like a genuine reaction, where she like foams at the mouth, seizes up on the side of the dead
Yeah,
body.
like
She
her
actually has a
reactions are like dialed up, I think, and a little like over the top. But like for
Mhm.
comedic relief, that's fine. And she's
Right.
still like entertaining. Like I said, I don't think she hits that point where she becomes like she stops being funny and she starts being annoying. I don't
I mean,
think
this
she's
is.
at that point. I think she's
I
just
mean,
like a good balance, like right underneath it, you know?
and I mean, like in Danganronpa 2, this is the point of the series where Monokuma just starts bullying everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He starts being
Anyone.
like end of Total Drama series Chris McLean, where he's just more
Right.
like cartoonishly evil.
Hmm.
I didn't ever even realize that. Quick tangent. I recently watched a video on YouTube covering all the seasons of Total Drama, not counting Total Drama Rama, and he ranked each season. And he ranked some of the later seasons lower, and one of the points with that, one, is because they didn't do as much with the characters as they could have, and some of the characters that they had weren't that great, but also a big point of that was also because Chris just stops being like he just starts being like outright like cartoonishly evil, where it's all about like making the contestants suffer for the sake of like views,
Right.
and it's not so much just like him being kind of a dick but still like a good guy. you know?
Yeah.
Like, he showed a clip from, like, Total Drama Island, I think the original, where Chris is like, wait, the campers are in danger? And Chef is like, I mean, yeah, kinda. And Chris is just like, do you have any idea what'll happen if they die? Our views are gonna go down, bro. And if our views go down, I lose my money. Or it was, like, something like that. And it was like, he still cares about them, but, like, for totally selfish reasons, as opposed to final seasons where he's, like, just more
now
like,
you're going to go
these
across
guys.
this entire radioactive wasteland. Let's hope you don't die or get strange powers.
Yeah, that he just fucks off. Like, he's just such a dickbag in the later seasons, and he has, like, no regard for their safety in any shape or form, not even for selfish reasons. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this makes sense, because I didn't really get to watch much of the later seasons.
I mean,
But
one of the seasons literally opened up with Chef getting Chris out of maximum security prison.
yeah,
so.
yeah, because he went to prison for the shit he was doing to the contestants in the last season. It's so good.
Yeah.
And that fucking,
Monokuma is just the final evolution of Chris McClane.
Yeah,
confirm.
yeah. I always saw memes about Chris McClane and Monokuma being the same person. And I never really got it until I played Danganronpa, and I was like, oh, and then I saw that meme again, and I was like, no, I get it. I get it. Because in Danganronpa 1 especially, Monokuma's very neutral. He's just like, alright, here are the rules. You can follow them if you want. If you don't, you get fucking killed. Alright, bye. And then he just kind of pops up, and he's just kind of a dick, but he's never like outwardly hostile, I guess I should say. He's just kind of a like smug prick about it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, yeah, in 2 and 3, he becomes much more of a bully to them, but I mean, he never really like...
And here's your motivation for the 4th case. You're going to starve to death if you don't kill someone.
Yeah.
Granted, great motivation. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Monokuma's very consistently good throughout all the games, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even in... I know we don't really talk about it as much, but Danganronpa 3, in the anime, he's in that a little bit too. Not as much, but he's fucking good in that too, for the few scenes he's in.
Right.
The anime version of Trigger Happy Havoc, I fucking love Monokuma in that one, because his voice is so, like, different. But, like, because it's an animation, they were able to give him a lot more character, and he feels more fleshed out in the anime to me than he does in the games, funny enough, because there's, like, so many funny little bits that they had him, like, visually doing in front of you, as opposed to in the games where it's just sprites on screen.
Right. Because in the sprites on screen in the first game, he was literally just sitting there watching this all go down.
Though I will say he has a great fucking sprite in Danganronpa 2 in the boathouse when someone mentions there being a boy peeping on the girls. Or, no, wait, he does it in the first game too, where he just pops up and he's holding a belt gun with a ton of fucking ammo, and he's like, where are they? Where's the rule breaker? I'll kill him. Like, that's great. And it's shit like that he does in the anime that's fucking good. Like, he'll pop up in the background and he's just got a live fucking fish, and then the next time you see him, he's, like, fat and napping, and there's just, like, fish bones next to him. And then the next time he's in frame, he's got a jar of honey. And it's like every time he's in frame, he's got some bullshit with him, and it's like, where did you get that? You know?
Can we talk about Swole Monokuma and how terrified I am of it?
Oh, yeah, Swole Kuma.
You may not like it, but this is the peak physical perfection of a male body.
While we're on the subject, I want to go on another quick tangent about the anime to relate back to Ibuki. I don't really know why, but I was talking about this before we started recording. She's very, like, poppy and, like, expressive in Danganronpa 2. In Danganronpa 3, in the Despair arc that covers before the events of 2, she's much more quiet and reserved. She's much more of a, like, quiet, cool, like, yeah, I play guitar, kind of like a badass chick, and less of a just, like, super cheerful, happy, excitable person that she is in 2.
Right.
And I thought it was a little weird that her character was so different.
She's trying too hard to impress her classmates at that point.
You think so?
Yeah, because it sounds like it. Because in the island, she's, like, total stranger, so she has, like, no moral qualms of actually connecting with these people. In the anime, she has to connect with these people because they're their classmates, right? So she actually has to.
I mean,
like,
from what I can remember, because she's one of the characters in 3 in the Despair arc who doesn't get as much screen time as some of the others in the Danganronpa 2 cast. But from what I can remember, she's more or less still Ibuki. She's just a lot less, like, outwards and expressive, and it's very noticeable if you're a big Ibuki fan. So I'm sure there was a reason for it. It's whatever. Not a huge deal, but yeah. Overall, personality, Ibuki, top notch. She's one of the most entertaining parts of the first half of Danganronpa 2.
Very
by
lovable,
far.
very huggable.
Very everything. Any kind of positive trait you can equate to like the writing of a character, especially a comedic relief. Ibuki.
Ibuki's got.
I would say she's better than Taka in Danganronpa 1, and Taka's pretty fun
definitely.
while he's around.
Definitely.
She's definitely better than Hiro. Hiro's not bad either, but I would, if you gave me the choice to put Hiro or Ibuki as my comedic relief, I would definitely do Ibuki over Hiro.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
There's some pretty good comedic relief in Danganronpa V3 also, but
Right.
honestly, I would say Ibuki is at least on the same level, if not slightly better.
I think she's the best comedic relief, to be honest.
Yeah. I think
Because
she's
who's the
definitely
comedic-
up there, if not the best, yeah.
I mean, like, who's the comedic relief in V3? It would be Tenko, right?
Honestly, there's
it's Miyu.
a couple different characters. There's Miyu,
like-
there's Tenko, even Kokichi. Kokichi's got quite a few funny moments. Kibo's
Kokichi's witty.
Kibo's like the butt of like a bunch of jokes in that game.
Ribophobia intensifies.
You know? Like that's part of the thing I like about V3 too, is that, like, in 1 and 2 there's like dedicated characters for comedic relief, like there's Taka and Hiro, and then there's Ibuki. Maybe even Soda. I would say Soda's a little bit of comedic relief in this game.
Gundam. What about Gundam Tanaka?
I wouldn't say he's comedic relief as much as he is just fun.
Eccentric?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
The V3 cast is much more like...
Dynamic.
Yeah, it's much more like there's less a dedicated comedic relief person, and it's more just like a bunch of them having a lot of funny moments between themselves.
It feels really good when every single character can naturally bounce off one another. Because 1 and 2 had this problem where there was like Mondo obviously bounced off of Taka, but they really didn't bounce on anyone else. Celeste really bounced off of Hifume, but they never really bounced on anyone else unless it was Hifume and Taka for one chapter. Good, they had rivalry, but they never really like bounced off. There's clearly like 2 lines for each character going in and out. Whereas with V3, it's more like a big old circular pattern where everyone's bouncing off one another. Like, Kokichi has a problem with Mew, Maki, Kaito, and he's friends with Gonta, picks on Kibo, doesn't trust Suichi.
Yeah. Tenko's got stuff between Himiko, she's got stuff between Angie, she's got stuff between Shuichi and, like, Kaito for just being guys in general. Like, there's a lot of dynamics between everyone in the cast, and I think that's another part of what makes them so strong compared to 1 and 2.
Right.
So.
And then Gonta just has dynamics with everyone.
Yeah, Gonta's just a good sweet boy. So. Anything else to add?
Do the horns come off? Are they part of our hair, or do you think if we like tug on our horns, do they just come off like just like a pop sound?
I'm pretty sure they're part of her hair.
Is her mom Bayonetta?
I don't know. You'd have to ask her. Go ask the creator of Danganronpa.
I'll just at them at Twitter right now.
Yeah, there you go. Is Ibuki Mioda canonically related to Bayonetta? This is an important question. Please answer quickly. Good. Alright. Well, we're going to break for Ego Theater, so we will see you guys in a moment.
And now it's time for Ego Theater.
All right. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it is, what I have in mind.
Okay.
I'm going to send you this image, and I swear to you, it was the first thing I looked up when I was searching up for topics. What do you think I want to talk about?
Deadpool if he was Monokuma? Or is this Monokuma if he was Deadpool?
More so, I wanted to talk about if Deadpool was in Danganronpa, how those shenanigans would play out. But whenever I searched up Monokuma and Deadpool together, this was one of the first images that showed up.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. I'm not using this in the thumbnail because of how bad it looks, but
it's a fair piece of fan art.
It's a fair piece of fan art, but
all right. So we're talking about if Deadpool was a Danganronpa.
yes.
Well,
there would be calling a Deadpool.
There would be a lot more people dying. Rules would most likely not be followed, because what's Monokuma gonna do? Kill him?
Yeah.
it would be Danganronpa, but chaotic, and it would probably be like, you know how most, I think the other Danganronpa games take like what?
You know how they would prevent Deadpool from killing people? Just make him a severed head.
I mean, the other Danganronpa games take like what? Like they take place within like 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah.
So I feel like Deadpool would cut that time down to probably
a couple days.
A couple days, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
I just want to see the interaction between Monokuma and Deadpool and just see how that would play out.
It'd be Monokuma going, alright buddy, you better listen to me or else I'm gonna kill you. And then he like, Deadpool's like, do it bitch. And then he'll fucking do something to kill him. And then Deadpool just won't die and Monokuma will be like, oh my, this complicates things.
Wait, that's illegal.
Yeah. Wait, that's illegal.
Oh my god, it would be funny as fuck though, to be honest.
Honestly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. And then it's like, if any murders happen, I feel like Deadpool would just be like, alright, which one of you fuckers did it? And then it'd like point a gun at everyone and be like, was it you? And then before they're even done, like, say like, no, it wasn't me, he points to the next person, he's like, what about you?
Obviously voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Great, the joke is ruined.
Sorry. I had to pause. I had to pause the recording. You were saying that Deadpool would definitely be voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. And coincidentally, Monokuma will also be voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, that would be really funny, actually.
Yeah.
It'd just be Ryan Reynolds talking to himself.
Right.
For 3 days.
And Pikachu's there, also voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Alright, we're just throwing Ryan Reynolds characters in here. Yo, what if that's the Danganronpa game? What if instead of all like high school students, what if they're all characters that Ryan Reynolds has voiced or played?
So Green Lantern.
Yeah, so like Green Lantern's there, Detective Pikachu, fucking Deadpool. That's why Deadpool's there.
And Deadpool from X-Men Origins Wolverine.
He just like wakes up and he just like wakes up in the trial room. Deadpool's like, what kind of Danganronpa fucking ass shit is this? And then he looks over and sees Monokuma and he's like, oh, it's Danganronpa. He's so stupid, dude.
And of course, he'll probably make a pedophile joke because, you know, everyone's a teenager in high school.
You know, I always forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
True, though. True.
Yeah, true. The first games cast can get away with it because they're technically 18 at that point.
Yeah. And, Deadpool is all about making jokes that piss off fans because he's meta like that.
Right.
So, that he would totally do that.
I feel like V3's cast kind of gets the pass too because, you know, Ryuma's obviously been to prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they're also like, what? They're portrayed in their like fake identities as high schoolers, but
yeah,
they're technically just like fans of the show.
Yeah, they clearly look like young adults.
Yeah.
Like, if you told me everyone inside of a thing around the V3 was teenager, I would not believe you.
Kaito definitely does not exhibit teenager energy.
Yeah.
For one.
He reminds me when I was like 20.
Yeah. He seems like a 20-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot more accurate, I think.
I think the only one you can actually convince me is actually a high school student is Himiko.
Shuichi and Kaede.
Yeah.
I believe those two being high schoolers.
I'm going to no.
Going to definitely not, no.
Yeah. Definitely the education of like a fifth grader, but...
Yeah. But hey, what are you gonna do when you're born in the
Miyu
kingdom?
definitely not. Miyu's definitely fucked.
Fucked as in she screwed, or fucked as in she has fucked?
Yes.
Good. Better written jokes. V3 or Deadpool, go.
Alright, how about this?
Sorry, meta jokes. Who's got the better meta jokes? The
Deadpool.
V3 community or Deadpool?
Oh god. I would have to give it to the community for this one, to be honest.
Damn, dude, that's crazy. Can't believe Jer hates Deadpool. Jer hates Deadpool, confirmed? Right here.
Oh my god.
On stream?
It's like saying I'm like the 5th best Jacko player in the world. Because you guys don't know Jacko players.
Damn, dude, you're the 6th best Jacko player? That's crazy.
Oh,
What's it like being the 7th best Jacko player in the world?
Got this shit again. I should have shut my mouth.
Oh god. I'm gonna introduce every podcast from this point forward. I'm gonna introduce you as the 8th best Jacko player in the world. And then naturally every video after that. So.
Yeah, shut up.
God.
But no, I want to just say, I'm gonna see Deadpool insult you just once. What can he come up with?
Deadpool insult me?
Mew.
Oh, me, you. I imagine just calling her, like... Just like, she says, like, one or two things, like normal Miyu type dialogue, and Deadpool just, like, nod and point at her and go, oh, okay, gotcha, you're the slutty fanservice-y character. Or just something dumb like that, I imagine.
Or something. Because the first thing that would be like, if it, like she was getting like super annoying, the first thing that might come to my mind was literally Deadpool saying, "Zip it intact, Hyman." Something like that.
Probably, dude.
That's a good burn on Mew too.
That's a pretty good one, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll agree. God. Deadpool and Danganronpa.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'd pay money on someone's Patreon to see them animate that.
Right.
I think that would legitimately be a fun time.
Yeah. If not anything, make Monokuma Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, we can make him like super HD, like Pikachu in Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Hey.
Dude,
an HD Monokuma would look cool as fuck.
Yeah. We could get Daniel Radcliffe as Makoto.
Why Daniel Radcliffe?
I don't know, it's the first thing came to my mind when I thought of generic high school boy.
He doesn't even look like a high schooler anymore.
Some stereotypes never die.
Oh, you know who we could get to play Nekomaru? Nicolas Cage.
No, The Rock.
Nah, dude, Nicolas Cage. Come on. Didn't you see the way he beat up Five Nights at Freddy's, dude? It's gotta be Nicolas Cage.
No, I'm gonna say The Rock because The Rock can do comedy.
So can Nicolas Cage. What the fuck do you mean?
Alright, I'll meet you halfway. Nicolas Cage could be Hifumi. How about that?
Why Hifumi? Hifumi's fat.
Well, we could put Nicolas Cage in a fat suit. Come on.
I think... You know what? I think you just exposed yourself again. I don't think you know who Nicolas Cage is.
Isn't he like the actor in the hit TV movie The Groots?
The what?
The Groots.
The Groots?
The Groots, yes.
What? Oh, the Croods.
The Croods, yeah.
Talk about the funny caveman movie.
Yeah.
I say funny ironically because I haven't actually seen the movie. I just assume it's supposed to be a comedy.
It's bad. Pink Illumination's quality.
It's definitely ironic then.
Actually, so I think we have a cast for our next Celebrity Danganronpa, though.
Oh, hell yeah. I think we had The Rock and Nicolas Cage in our first one.
Right.
We definitely need to do another one, though. Maybe we can bring Joey and Noah on for that one.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I know we had Keanu Reeves, and he survived to the second game.
Who was it that we had for like the first one? They died almost immediately, and for like the second or third one, they were the mastermind.
I don't remember. I know Captain Jack Sparrow was the mastermind, which made too much fucking sense.
Did we really have Jack Sparrow, or was it Johnny Depp?
Johnny Depp and then Jack Sparrow.
Why did we have both of them? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Well, we're definitely putting Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds both in the next one.
I mean, canonically, if we look at Deadpool 2, they're two separate entities.
Oh, God. What is wrong with this?
Great many things.
This is the stupidest ego theater we've ever done.
It could get worse.
That says a lot, because we spent one of our last ones talking about a stupid, like, low-budget video game console.
That was interesting, though.
I don't even remember what that thing was called.
Hold up, I think I have the image saved here.
Oh my god, of course you do.
The Zebo.
The Zebo. That's right. Because it sounded like Kibo. God.
And you can play Resident Evil 4 on it.
But not Skyrim. Funny enough.
But not Skyrim.
God. Alright. Should we go back to the main show?
I don't know. Can we?
I don't know. May you?
I don't know. Will you?
Okay, we're back.
God, Dylan, you have ruined me, because when you said Big Show, the first thing that came to my mind was Big Shot.
Boom, 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 boom.
I didn't even play Deltarune, and you have cursed me with knowledge.
Hey man, it's Toby Fox music, okay? I don't remember where I said it recently, but I think it was in the Villains off-topic that we just did. Like, anything that Toby Fox touches or makes is just fucking gold.
Loop back around when you said about spoiling about Undertale. The only reason Dylan knows anything about Undertale is literally because I had to show him the Sans fight.
Yeah, and even then I wasn't really that interested, but it kept popping up, and I think I saw...
Jack.
Yeah, I think it was Jacksepticeye started playing on Undertale, and I was like, alright, people keep fucking talking to me about this. Jared won't shut up about it. I'm gonna watch Jack play it. And I watched Jack play it, and honestly, it was really fucking good.
Right.
So...
Was back in me during my annoying high school phase.
Yeah. What can you do?
What can you do?
Except, be less annoying. What the fuck, dude?
Build a time machine, go back in time, slap the shit out of my past self.
I will.
Wait,
I will take great enjoyment in it, yes.
Okay, cool. Then that means I can delay my time machine building projects if you're going to take over for it, and I can work on the channel.
You gotta build a time machine. I'll be the one to go back and slap you.
Okay, I'll hire some contractors. I'll let Joey build it.
You imagine a fucking junior high, you're just like chilling at a lunch table by yourself, and then I pop out of a portal, and you're just like, the fuck? And I just slap the shit out of you, and you're like, what the fuck? And I point at you, and I'm like, you'll appreciate this one day, and then I like step back into the portal and disappear.
I think that helped in my nightmares for a time. It may or may not have already happened. Who's to say?
Alright. Back to Ibuki, who I don't think we've talked about as long, but I mean, hey, it wouldn't be a non-stop debate episode if we weren't spending most of the episode not talking about the character. Am I right?
Right. Right. At least it's not a Leon situation where we have nothing to talk about.
I feel like we talked about only Leon in that episode and like nothing else.
Ironically.
Yeah, funny enough.
The character that we had nothing to say had the most things we had to say about how we had nothing to say.
Well, to be fair, we were just repeating about how there was nothing to really talk about because there's just nothing about him.
At least we were on track.
I guess.
How were those the good old days?
Leon was not written well. Except outside of... he was not written well outside of what he was intended to be used as.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah, which is
fine,
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there's nothing else about him that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Ibuki, who is quite well written, aside from the circumstances surrounding her death, which are a bit complicated, more so than they need to be.
Mm-hmm.
But
the initial shock factor.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there was not really much of a shock factor. I knew, like, it was one of the. It's one of those things when you start writing where as soon as the despair disease is coming up, you just knew that the people afflicted with the despair disease is going to go, and they're not going to kill Komaeda this early.
Yeah. Well,
And they're not going to.
I mean, granted, Ibuki was the only one of the two victims that was afflicted by it, so.
Right.
Hyoko was just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
So.
And the other one is Akane, and I don't see how they can kill Akane, to be honest.
Yeah.
Despite what the anime says.
I mean, they should have.
Yep. Yeah.
What else were they doing with her?
Pretty much nothing.
Akane was just here to exist and nothing else. They did absolutely nothing with her character.
You put Hina and Akane side by side, and you can literally play over the I have this new anime plot.
Yeah, Akane is like... Akane is literally just a dumbed down, even sexier version of Hina, but she's also less interesting.
It still boggles my mind with that Akane.
Tell me I'm
wrong. And then, no, you're not wrong, but I still think about like the inconsistencies in the second game, and then with Danganronpa 3, where Akane is like, I can't reach that thing up. I can't
Akane
reach
is like
that.
a superhuman fucking like monster in Danganronpa 3. I feel like she's played up more for the comedic relief than Ibuki is.
Right.
Because Ibuki's much more toned down and relaxed as a character, and Akane is just like wild as fuck and like literally jumping off a building and leaving a fucking crater in the earth.
They realized she had no character in 2, and they decided to bench the character that did have character in 3 to give a character that in 2 didn't have. I'm confusing myself now.
Ibuki walked so that Akane could run off the side of a fucking building and leave a crater in the earth.
Yeah, leaving a massive gaping plot hole in the second game. I can't jump that high, really now.
Sure.
Before it was like, okay, I can believe that. You're probably like normal gymnastics. Now I'm thinking with Danganronpa 3, press X to doubt.
Bro, who would win in a fight, Saitama or Akane from Danganronpa 3?
Saitama.
Are you sure about that?
If only to calm the Saitama fanboys' wrath. Yes.
You don't wanna spit some hot takes out there that Akane could beat Saitama in a fight.
There's a time and place for everything, Dylan, but this is not now.
You're right. This is YouTube, not Reddit. Anyway, moving on.
Back to Ibuki.
She is overall more than anything else comedic relief, and we touched on this quite a bit with Taka back in Taka's episode.
Right.
It's fine to have a character who's just there to make the audience laugh. It's fine. She doesn't overstay her welcome. She's dead about the same time as Taka. I think she's a lot more entertaining than Taka was. Well, not to really say that Taka was like less or like bad or Taka not entertaining at all. Taka worked, but
Taka worked because Danganronpa 1 felt more grounded in reality than Danganronpa 2 did.
And he worked because he himself was a bit of a like over-exaggeration of an already existing kind of stereotype, but he also was paired with other characters that kind of elevated that humor, I would say.
Well, to be fair, Ibuki, Danganronpa 2 is generally like twice as long as Danganronpa 1. So Ibuki was on the screen technically a lot longer than Taka is, but literally everything is stretched out from here on forward from Danganronpa 2 to Danganronpa V3.
Yeah.
Because everything has to have 2 parts in it for some godforsaken reason. In the second. Makes sense in V3 when the cases are very complicated, but in Danganronpa 2, why?
Yeah. It's whatever. My point being, though, that I don't really have any problems with Ibuki's writing.
Yeah, no.
I think she was handled well. She's there. She's got some solid fucking dialogue. She's got great sprites to go along with it. She's consistently funny. She's not annoying in any way. Not from what I remember, at least. It's really sad when she's gone, and just like with Taka, that's when the game kind of shifts into a more serious tone, because I think right after that is the Funhouse, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Ironically.
The Funhouse is probably one of the darker chapters in Danganronpa 2, if not the darkest. But
literally starving out the competition.
yeah, it's a great motive. It's a good fucking murder case. The funhouse frustrates me because it's a little complicated, and you spend so much time just trying to figure out its fucking layout before you can actually get into the murder. But
One of those things is like, okay, I get 2 parts here, but the funhouse is way too complicated.
yeah, I feel like it wouldn't be as bad if you just didn't dedicate so much time to it in the
Right.
chapter. Just
Right.
make it make it a little more simple. Have the characters figure it out a little sooner. Focus on the murder a little more. You know.
It did have the zero escape section, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, it had the escape room, which was pretty nice. But
You still need to play that.
yeah,
Maybe after the series is over.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, Ibuki's just, she doesn't really have any like faults because she's a more simple character. She's not super invested in the main story. She's just there for comedic relief from all the serious moments in between, and it's perfectly fine. She's a great character for that. She's not really needed for anything else, and when she's gone it sucks, but she's served her purpose at that point, and things just kind of focus down and get more serious from there. You don't really need her around as much.
And to quell a specific argument, you won't know who I'm talking about. Well, Joey will know who I'm talking about. To quell a specific argument is going to be made by certain individuals that I will not name here, but it's just in general, in a group in general. People are going to make the claim that since Danganronpa 1 or 2 onward, the series became less rooted in reality, and this became a little bit more wacky and hijinksy in the process. I do not view this as a negative trait, and it actually works well as more of establishing its own identity. Because in Danganronpa 1, the entire situation and circumstances by itself were also super wacky and weird, to more or less. So it only makes sense that going onwards, things would slowly escalate to more wacky and weirdness and stuff like that. Ibuki is a perfect example, with Mew being the high point of being wacky, weird, and silly for comedic relief characters. The comedic relief characters should reflect the world and reality that's surrounding them. They are trapped on an island, for God's sake.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Ibuki's probably one of the better written characters here, just because she kind of hits that middle ground where she's not super focused in the main story, so she doesn't have any faults for that reason, because she's written just to like be entertaining, which she is in spades.
And whenever they highlight on Ibuki, everything she says is knockout gold.
Yeah, it's different for a character like Fuyuhiko, for example, who's more connected to the like main overarching story throughout each chapter, and he's a bit more important here and there. He gets a lot more character development. Ibuki gets a fair amount of development too, but it's mostly just through like the funny dialogue. You know, it's not so much like the deep, heartfelt moments. It's just Ibuki being funny, and you learn more about her that way, as opposed to having the like dramatic like sit down and here's what happened to me when I was a boy kind of conversations, you know?
Yeah. And so, in all sense of purposes, Ibuki's not a dramatic character. Taka had a dramatic moment. Mew had a coming of age moment, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would explain.
It's much harder to compare for comedic relief with V3 because it's much more like spread around between all the cast instead of just being focused solely on the other two.
Yeah, I know, but if I had to pick one character specifically, it's gotta be Mew.
Yeah. She's probably the closest we can compare to. I think they have the same voice actress, don't they? In the English?
No, I don't think so.
It might be different.
Yeah. Because I know...
We're probably going to find out here in a little bit when we get to the trivia.
It's not Wendy Lee. Ibuki's not Wendy Lee. I can spot Wendy Lee's voice from a mile away.
Yeah. Well... Do we have anything else to add on how well Ibuki was written? I think we pretty much covered it already in like the Taka episode too. Is like she was written for comedic relief. She's a great comedic relief. She doesn't really have any problems.
And I would think like for the sense of comedy, I don't think her jokes are memorable compared to Taka's and Mew's. Because besides the knocking down the door in the concert scene.
Nothing else for her has like definitely stood out to us. We just remember that she was fun.
Right. And sometimes that's all you need to do. But
that could be a
compared to
testament to either her like not being as funny as we remember, or it could just be a testament that everything she says is so funny that it all just is like there's too much for you to remember.
yeah,
I think the only reason we remember the door bit so well is because that's probably the single funniest thing that we got from Ibuki for you and me personally.
yeah.
So,
Not to mention, how could you forget about her fucking concert?
yeah, the concert is great.
Yeah.
I don't remember the lyrics. I just remember the names of her songs were like really long and like really weird dumb things like Fall Out Boy.
Right.
That's kind of what it made me think of because Fall Out Boy has songs like that that are named like really weird random things, and sometimes the song
Right.
titles are way too long.
But yeah, that also is like a strike against her because compared to memorability, Taka has a lot more memorable quotes. So,
Yeah.
like I keep saying, like my favorite Taka quote is like, "All right, if you're the killer, everyone close your eyes, and if you're the killer, raise your hand."
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Taka, you sweet dumb boy.
Right.
God.
Not to mention whenever Taka starts like swearing in quotation marks, whenever it becomes Taka Hondo.
Yeah. He's not swearing. He's like preschool
F
swearing.
you.
He says like heck you. Like
Yeah.
instead of hell, he says heck. Instead of fuck, he says heck. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Or instead of fuck, he says frick, I guess. He says like
Yeah.
frickin'.
Yeah.
Frickin' this and heck that. And
Mm-hmm.
I think there's moments where he does swear, but he like gets them mixed up. Like instead of like asshole, he'll say like bull ass or something dumb like that.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah,
And then-
I'll agree to that.
Yeah. Do we even need to compare to what Mew says?
Miyu's got so much funny shit, dude.
And then she molested a robot
Crazy.
who was the camera for the audience. So,
Mm. God. All right. Impact. I don't think we really need to talk on much. She's comedic relief for the story. She's there for the audience mostly.
I think her comparatively to comedic relief, comparatively to Taka though, is a little bit less like impactful compared to Taka's, because we still basically have Gundam, and Gundam's eccentric personality.
Yeah,
Has a
Gundam
lot
kind
of
of
fun.
carries the humor one extra chapter after
Yeah.
Ibuki's gone.
Right, comparative to like the dark tone shift in
Yeah.
from Danganronpa 1. It's still a very impactful death because she's
It's
like
still
a
pretty
really
much just like Taka's, where a lot of the like levity in the serious situations kind of dies with her. We do still get
Unless we
Gundam
count-
for one more chapter to kind of like levity the situation, but I wouldn't say it's. I also wouldn't say it's as much as Ibuki.
And once afterwards, we also get Kamida being creepy.
Yeah, Komaeda goes full blast after Gundam's gone, so
Right.
yeah. Similar to Taka, just not quite as strong, I would say.
Yeah. Because
To sum up,
Taka is like followed up by Sakura, probably the most heartfelt like suicide I've seen in
yeah,
the series.
Sakura's this rough man. That whole chapter is fucking phenomenal.
Right.
I think, did we say that that's like the best chapter of Trigger Happy?
Oh
Havoc?
yeah, no shit. Yeah, no.
Like by far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hands down, man. It's good.
Mhm.
It's real deep character stuff, especially from a character like Sakura that you don't get a lot like on the surface from.
Right.
A lot of her
look
character
for-
development is more like contextual.
Yeah.
So
I think that's like the third best chapter in the franchise.
probably, honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
I know we fucking jerk V3 off every other minute we get, but like even
Oh, no,
V3's
but
got V3's got a pretty bad chapter.
Yeah. But 2-5 is still the best chapter in the franchise,
Yeah,
with 3-1 being a close second.
yeah. Some pretty good chapters in this series, I will say.
Right.
So,
All three of them are emotional sucker punches too.
all right. We ready to move on to trivia?
Yeah, sure.
Ibuki's got a fucking list of trivia, dude.
Are we gonna check it twice, find out if she's been naughty or nice? Scratch that. We know she's been a naughty girl.
Christmas was
She going
literally
to
a
get
month
us-
ago.
Never too late to celebrate Christmas, Dylan.
Yeah, but there is such a thing as celebrating it too early. All you fucking people celebrating it before Halloween, you make me sick.
Rise and no one remembers my month birthday. November.
Oh yeah.
Supposed to be Thanksgiving. But
I'll be
why is
honest,
there
maybe
so
I'm a
much
shitty
Christmas
friend for
stuff?
this, but I never remember when your birthday is until like it's about to happen. And then I'm like, oh shit, man, happy
Don't
birthday.
worry.
It's
Don't
not
worry,
even
my
like
dad forgets too.
it's not even because like I mean I have trouble for or remembering a lot of shit. I mean I forgot my mom's birthday was this month until it was like the
Don't worry,
day
I
of, and she was like, yeah, it's my birthday today, and I was like, what the fuck, I forgot, holy shit. So
I'm saying with my mom, but don't worry, my dad forgets my birthday too. That's not a joke.
alright, trivia for Ibuki. The name Ibuki means a sole breath or merely breathing. This could be a reference to her demise later in the game by strangulation. I mean, I'm sure it's not, but that is a funny coincidence, isn't it?
To
Ibuki's
quote
last
V
name.
from Vendetta.
Go on.
To quote V from Vendetta, there is no such thing as a coincidence.
Yeah, with these games, who knows? Maybe Kodaka did fucking like plan that, but
Right.
I don't know. I just like to think that like they name all the characters and do all the character production first, and then like when chapters come later, someone like points out like, oh yeah, her name could reference that, and then she dies by strangulation. Isn't that funny? And Kodaka's like, fuck, I never realized that. Huh. Trust me, there's a lot of shit that like I do as a writer in my own writing, and my editor goes through and she's like, oh, this is really clever that you like call back to this that way, and I'm just like, I didn't mean to fucking do that. Oh wow. There's a lot of happy accidents in writing, trust me.
Yeah.
At least in my experience.
Well, a lot of happy accidents in editing too.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Ibuki's last name, Mioda, could be translated as Rice Field of the Waterway. That's nice. Honestly, kind of sounds like it could be a cool song.
Right.
I wonder if Kodaka planned that. Each kanji on her name is directly taken from the 4 protagonists of K-On!, which I have no fucking idea
yes.
what that is.
K-On! Is a very popular musical anime with 4 high school girls.
Gotcha. She also shares the same birthday with the main character of K-On!, Yui Hirasawa, which is on November 27th, which, if memory serves, is close to your birthday.
November 7th. Try again.
Ah, it was the 7s that caught me off.
Mm-hmm.
Still November. So, hey.
Yeah. Hey.
While Ibuki's title in official English translation is The Ultimate Musician, her original title, Super High School Level Light Music Club Member, is actually much more specific. Yeah?
No shit, sure.
Really? I think we said that like right at the beginning of this episode.
Yeah.
Light music is a very common after-school club activity available in many high schools across Japan, not to be confused with the music genre known as light music, whose origins are in the late 19th century Britain. The Japanese light music genre is something similar to pop. Well, okay. I kind of assumed that, because it would be really weird if Ibuki was dressed this way and she wasn't a pop or rock star. So.
Oh, she's from death. Okay, wait, I was gonna say a death metal band, but it also works for that too.
Despite her success as a light music performer, as proven by her title, Ibuki's original music, some of which she performs in the beginning of Chapter 3, reveals her musical preferences to be much closer to the heavy metal genre.
I just made that as a joke. Please do not future correct my jokes.
There are currently 2 known songs from Ibuki's solo repertoire, From Me to You Too, and I Squeezed Out the Baby, but I have no idea who the father is.
That was the name of the song.
The former she performs in the beginning of Chapter 3. Oh, man. The way Ibuki calls her classmates in the Japanese version, using their first names and adding chan, i.e. Hajime-chan, Hiyoko-chan, Nekomaru-chan, is considered the stereotypical way for girls to call their close female friends in Japanese. Considering her friendly nature, it's highly possible that Ibuki calling both her male and female classmates this particular way is due to a habit she picked up back at her previous high school, where all of her classmates were girls. Interesting. Other characters who also speak in third person within the series besides Ibuki... Oh, that's right, she talks in third person, doesn't she?
Yeah, Gonta, like Gonta.
Yeah. She said other characters who speak in third person within the series besides Ibuki are Monica, Gonta, Angie, and Tenko. The latter 2 only in Japanese, though. Huh.
Hmm.
Ibuki is shown to have attraction to people of the same gender, so she's bi. Okay.
Yeah.
In Chapter 1 of Danganronpa 2, during the optional coconut party event, Ibuki tells Hajime, I was holding hands with Peko and going for a walk when I saw you guys. Although Peko denies this. Later in the scene, Ibuki tells Peko, I might just fall in love with those quiet words of yours. These are all sub-points of the attraction of the same gender thing, by the way.
Okay.
In Chapter 1, Ibuki is excited when Mikon falls in an embarrassing pose when getting tangled in wires. With the quote,
Yeah, I remember
Aw,
that.
she looks so adorable when she's embarrassed. It's so Mo. I'm practically snorting with joy. And again when she falls during the blackout, quote, Hee hee hee, I can't take this at all. Mahiro, it's time to snatch some shots. I think it's funny that she said snatch, considering the context.
Aggressive. Bisexuality aggressively.
Yeah. In Chapter 2, when Hiyoko tells Mahiru, I love you, Mahiru, I'll give you a kiss, Ibuki comments, welcome to the world of girl love. It's slippery when wet.
I remember that. That has been taken. That screenshot has been.
I'm glad this trivia is bringing back some of her fucking quotes that I never remembered. That one is funny.
Yeah, I remember that now because that's been screenshotted and memed to hell from the community.
In Chapter 2, Ibuki admires all the girls when they come to the diner in their swimsuits, particularly Chiaki, who is wearing a white bikini.
Right. That's right. It was Soda, Hajime, and Ibuki who were all ogling the girls in their swimsuit. That's right.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. She was the gay friend. I forgot about that. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about that.
In the Danganronpa 2 art book, Ibuki comments that she wishes she could have seen Sonya in a bikini.
Well, I got news for you, Ibuki.
On page 500 of the Danganronpa 1.2 Reload art book, there's a chart showing the characters' chest sizes, and Ibuki has the line, girls these days sure have voluptuous figures, huh? Accompanied by this sprite, and then it's her fucking laughing sprite where she's like shooting spit into the air.
Right.
And the last sub-point of the whole liking girls thing, Ibuki is also shown as liking the measuring flask item bearing a female gender symbol. So I guess that's one of the items you can give her that she likes.
A dildo, yes.
Alright, and that's it for the subpoints. During the Chapter 2 trial, when she was told she is Girl C, Ibuki says, I guess I'll see you next Tuesday, which is a song by pop artist Kesha. Additionally, that statement contains an obscene acronym.
Oh.
C-U-N-T. That's funny.
Yikes. That's an oof, a yike, and a ow at the same time for me.
In her last free time events, Ibuki recites the beatbox portion of Freak on a Leash by American rock band Korn and breaks the fourth wall by saying, after all, this is the last event. The X on her sign during and after Chapter 3 resembles a pair of drumsticks, so the cross on her death portrait looks like drumsticks. I think I remember that, actually. She's like one of the only other characters in 2 that has a unique portrait.
Right.
Because 2 is when they started doing that, but there's only like 3 characters who get it. So.
Yeah.
One of Ibuki's sprites is a reference to Pinocchio. If you know this game, you know exactly which sprite just popped into your head when I said that.
Yeah.
In the island mode, it was revealed that Ibuki has screamed inside 6 different libraries and now isn't allowed to enter any of them. That's amazing.
You get blacklisted from libraries.
That's Ibuki for you, honestly. That doesn't surprise me a bit.
Oh, God.
And her final trivia. Ibuki's Japanese voice actress, I'm gonna butcher this, I'm sorry. Ami Koshimizu also voiced Suzuko Kashiki in Danganronpa 3 Despair Arc, which I don't remember who that is, actually. Oh, she's a member of the Student Council for Hope's Peak Academy, and she's a participant of the tragedy in the Future Arc. Okay. Well, cool.
Cool.
Very cool.
Blacklisted from fucking libraries. How the hell do you manage that?
Yeah, good job, Ibuki. God. Alright. Well, that's it. That's Ibuki. That's Ibuki Mioda. You got any final thoughts on Ibuki here, Jer?
It still bugs me that she wears two different colored socks.
Why?
Because I'm a guy who favors symmetry. Just wear normal socks.
It matches her color scheme.
I know. Then just get striped socks.
Striped socks are too standard. She's a punk, Jared. Haven't you seen her design? She's all about breaking cultural norms.
No comment.
The TLDR
No, but-
Ibuki Mioda, she is very funny, very fun. I enjoy her greatly. The end.
Great. Yep.
What do
I
you
wonder what her would her hair be like super long if she took the hair out of the cones?
Probably. I bet you there's a good chunk of it that's like wrapped up in those horns.
Yeah.
So it already goes down pretty low, I think. Her hair's pretty long.
Lower back, yeah.
Yeah, so it's got to be down at least like 2, if not past her butt, with the no horns. Huh. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
All right, well, Jared, what do you rate Miss Ibuki here?
A solid 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Wait, what did I give Taka?
Taka?
Yeah.
You gave Taka a 7 out of 10, and
I'm giving her a
8
7
out of 10.
I'm giving her a 7 out of 10 then.
Wow.
I gotta be consistent. I don't think she's better than Taka. She's funnier than Taka, but she's not as memorable as Taka.
I think I'm going to kind of stick to that too, though, and I'm going to give her an 8 out of 10, because that's what I gave Taka, and I definitely think she's funnier than Taka, but...
Yeah.
Well... Yeah, I would say she's funnier than Taka, personally.
Well, I agree. She's definitely funnier than Taka, but I don't think she's... Besides, like, the couple quotes that we just got refreshed on,
yeah,
I don't think
there's
she's...
less memorability.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Like I said, though, I'm chalking that up more to just, like, everything she says is, like, really funny, and it's hard to remember most of it.
Right.
Like, again, it's been a while since we've gone through Danganronpa 2. I feel like the only reason we remember the door thing at all is because we fucking quoted it for weeks after it happened, because it's just so funny.
I mean, to use a real-life example for something recent that we both enjoy, can you remember most of the jokes from Randy Feltface? From when he wrote a novel?
I can if you give me a minute. It's been a long time since I watched Randy. I haven't watched his new special that just came out.
That's fair. Still not as good as whenever he wrote a novel.
Yeah, Randy writes
so
a
I bought a
novel.
book off of Gumtree.
Bought a bookshelf off Gumtree. That one's fucking great. Maybe look at Randy Feltface on YouTube. Why not? Shoutouts to Randy Feltface.
Right.
Also,
that's Australia.
I didn't get to fucking mention it in the villains episode because I totally fucking spaced it, but I'm just gonna also give a shout out to James Janice and Chelsea in the Dead Meat channel. Because, I mean, shit, if you like horror movies, it's a great fucking channel, great content. James and Chelsea had to postpone their wedding by like 2 whole years because of COVID, and they just finally got fucking married. And I'm real happy for them as a fan, so...
Yes, that's true. The ultimate horror movie enthusiast will definitely remember something like that.
Yeah.
That's like Dylan's official title. He memes up Ultimate Lucky Gamer.
My official title is Ultimate Lucky Gamer.
No, if we're gonna do like actual like characters, you're definitely a horror movie enthusiast.
I guess that would be closer, yeah. If we made a Danganronpa fan game based on like us, that would probably be my actual title, yeah.
Yeah. And mine would probably be more sci-fi junkie because of all the science fiction that I like reading and watching.
Yeah. Something like that.
Starship Troopers is the best, though.
Yeah. There's a ton of cool fucking YouTube channels out there. Much cooler than ours, I will say. Mm-hmm. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm proud of the like videos that we pump out on here, especially because I think we're getting better all the time.
Right.
But No, dude, like the level of work that like James puts into his videos on Dead Meat, like
Right.
requires a whole team of people just to be able to pump them out weekly. And
Yeah.
he's taking a break right now. Someone else is hosting his normal videos, and they're doing them bi-weekly because it just is that hard to like put this kind of like project together by yourself
Right.
or with the small team.
Yeah, it's when you start getting bigger and bigger channels, you start delegating things to other people for better quality content because you can actually, like for example, Mark and Lixian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like Lixian's a fantastic editor slash animator because
There's like 2 other editors on Mark's team besides Lixian now too, though.
Yeah, that's true too.
And like
Not to
Panda,
mention-
if you guys are into Smash at all, I watch a lot of content from Panda. They have like literally a whole team of editors to like pick and like make videos between just their channel, not just
Right.
their like content creators channels, like all their top players that are part of the team. So
And you know what makes it more impressive all alone? As far as I'm aware, Maximilian Dude is still like him and plus one editor still,
Yeah.
just by themselves.
yeah, Max is like, fuck man, he's been on like the mostly solo hardcore content grind for years. What a champ.
Mm-hmm.
He's always posting pictures. He's like been taking more and more streams off, I've noticed, and spending more and more time with his daughter and with JJ. And honestly, fucking happy for him, dude. His kid's
Yeah.
adorable as shit.
Yep.
Let's go. Shoutouts to Max, dude. Shoutouts to the time that I played him on Nickelodeon All Star Brawl, and his chat called me cringe because I was trying too hard as SpongeBob.
You could find all that out on the Nickelodeon All Stars video Max has.
I've literally wound up in one of his videos. Yeah, you can find him playing against a SpongeBob named D-DAWG. That's me. His chat literally called me sweaty, just because I wave dashed a lot.
To be fair, you were also in Low Tier God's stream too.
Yeah, but only in his chat, shit
Yeah.
talking a little bit, and that was way before Major Ego was a thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the end of the video. I think we've gone on quite enough. Next week is going to be Hiyoko, the little gremlin.
I'm gonna. Oh boy.
If you're a fan of
If
the
you're a
Leon
Hi-
video we did, then you're going to love this one because we've got a lot more stuff to say about Hiyoko because she was around for longer than 10 minutes.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
and if you're a Hiyoko fan, I got some bad news for you.
Yeah,
We are
all
not
2
going
of you. You might want to skip the next video because we're going to bash on your favorite little fucking gremlin.
We're not going in gently. It's not going to be lubed up, and it's going to involve fisting.
Please don't make sexual innuendos when we're referencing Hiyoko.
I'm not referencing sexual innuendos. I'm referencing murder.
You're talking about going in without lube and fisting.
Yes, because I'm going to go in through her mouth and pull out her heart so that she never speaks or breathes again.
Christ.
But it's that picture of a photo edited fucking where it's like where like she's killing bugs and then Gota comes in all blurred with red eyes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's an edit
She's
video,
squishing ants at the
image
beginning of
Ron.
Danganronpa too.
Yeah.
Going to
It's
just
edit.
like, hurt insects. And he's got like the fucking like Omaiwamu Shindaru like sound going on behind him.
Yeah. And at the last panel, it's an edit of like Mikan's like death review, but it's like all colored and hair coordinated to be
Yeah.
Hiyoko.
God. Alright. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. All of you.
And if you play Guilty Gear and you see me on floor 10 and Celestia floor, I'm watching for you. I will combo you, and you will die.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing May, I won't win.
Tatsugeki?
I'll let you know I do not like May.
How to trigger a Guilty Gear player in one word.
Yeah, that's
Tatsugeki.
that's correct. That is correct.
Christ.
Wow, Dylan has never played a single minute of Guilty Gear, and yet he's known one of the most best memes. Who would have thought?
I know how it goes. Good night, everybody.